Are we ready to bring John?
I think we're ready. I'd like to introduce John Hennessy, founder and CEO of Hennessy Special Vehicles. Welcome to the stage, John.
What's up, brother?
Good to see you, John.
All right, look, I'm not going to talk too long here because everybody's here to see the show, not hear me talk. But let me just give a quick thank you to the folks from Shell and Pennzoil. Very, very grateful for their help and support over the years. And this is just not a sponsorship deal. This is a partnership. They're like family. This car, I can tell you, the F5 would not be here today without their help and support. So, Colin, Carlos, Bruce Culpepper, Don Moser, Nancy, Rusty Barron, of course, Patty, and team. So very grateful for you guys. So, anyway, let's just cue the music. Yep, and let her rip, Tater Chip.
Yeah! Are you guys ready to introduce the F5?
Let's see it.
Music, please. All right, pull it off.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, that's a beauty.
Is that gorgeous or what, ladies and gentlemen?
All right, here we go. The all-new Hennessey Venom F5. I could talk for quite a while about this car, but I know better than to do that. But I just want to give a few high-level comments about the F5. And I think the most important thing to know about this car is it's all new. It's not derived from anything else. It's built from the ground up. Entirely new carbon fiber body, entirely new chassis, new powertrain. We'll talk a little bit about that. I'm going to do my interview with Jeff shortly. This car was built with one purpose in mind, to be the absolute fastest. And we'll talk about some of those details as well. But that's basically it. If you get a chance to take a look at it, it's got a really neat presence from all angles. I think kind of the rear three-quarter for you guys standing back here, you know, the rear view has kind of a neat angle. So anyway, Jeff?
Hey, let's get some pictures with John in the car here for a few minutes, folks.
Come on. Hey, Patty, come on over here. Colin, let's get a few pictures with the folks.
All right, Patty, come on out here.
Come on.
Let's get everybody out there to take some pictures with the folks in the car. Guys, what do you think of this car? Is this incredible or what? It is a rolling piece of art, man. I am telling you, you have outdone yourself, Mr. John Hennessy. This car is beautiful. All right, John, why don't we go up here? I've got a few questions for a Q&A here real quick. The guys are going to be around here for a while so you can get some more pictures of the car. But, John, come on up here with me on stage. I have been anxiously waiting for this day, John.
You guys can stay over there with the car. Hey, let's do the interview over here. These guys want to see the car.
Okay.
We can talk.
All right, we can talk. That's fine. I wrote my questions down because that way I don't forget anything. You know how that goes, right?
So, what shall we talk about?
First off, John, you know, there's so many questions about this car. I'm sure you're going to get hit right and left with it. But I wanted to start with the specs. She looks super fast standing still. And I wanted to get from you what every guy right now is wanting to know. What is the speed that this vehicle is going to travel?
Well, our last car, the Venom GT, ran 270 miles per hour and a little over 2 miles at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, and that was almost 4 years ago. So that was kind of a tough act to follow. But when we knew we were going to go to an all-new design, making horsepower wasn't really the issue. The issue with the Venom GT was a very draggy car. It was lightweight, but it was still a .44 coefficient of drag. So we wanted to get that under 4. Initially, we got the car down to a 3.6, and then our design team was able to get it all the way down to a .33.
Wow.
So when you take that level of aerodynamic efficiency and you combine it with more horsepower than before, in the case of the F5, it's 1,600 horsepower. You do the math, and
it's incredible.
You got a top speed of, we project, approaching 300 miles per hour, possibly faster.
Oh, my goodness. So you're saying that this car is going to do over 300 miles an hour?
Well, that's the intention. That was the goal initially, and the idea of the car was always to be the fastest. And I don't want to be the fastest just for next year or the year after and then have somebody come beat that. We want to be the fastest for the next 25 years. So we'll see. We'll need to find a tire. we've been working with Michelin. We may look at some other manufacturers. Tires might be a limiting factor in terms of the eventual top speed. This car's got to be safe, so it's got to cover that base. But again, the idea and the intention of the F5 is to be the fastest.
Let's talk briefly, because you mentioned it here a minute ago, that this car is completely original, ground up, all built in-house.
Correct.
So tell me about the design and engineering that went into it. I mean, there had to be countless hours.
I mean, we've been working on it for 4 years, and really hot and heavy in the last 18 months. And we've got a great team. A lot of the guys are here. A lot of the guys are back in Texas. We've got a number of suppliers that have helped us along the way, and it's been very much a team effort. Again, the folks from Shell Pennzoil, again, a very, very important technical partner, not only to the lubrication and the fuels, but the entire vehicle to be able to achieve the goal. They've been very, very helpful. And again, this is an all new book, and this is the first chapter of a new book. And so we're just unveiling this full scale design model, showing the world of what's to come, and there'll be a lot more to the story.
What's the most unique feature of the F5?
I think by far the aerodynamics and what you see in the car. This car was never designed to have a certain kind of look. None of the design team was ever told, hey, it's got to have a certain fancy to compete with some other brand. That was never the case. I did make the comment and the recommendation that I wanted a headlight that was very bespoke, that when enthusiasts saw it, they would know what it was, but that wasn't an edict. I'm like, okay, if you have a different design and that has a better performance, then I'm fine with that. And the guys came up with the F-shaped headlamp to signify F5, in which, by the way, F5 is derived from the world's most powerful and fastest wind, the F5 Tornado, which is rated at speeds between 261 and 318 miles per hour. So we thought Venom F5 was a fitting name for the car.
I definitely agree with that. My last question is, when can we expect to see one of these babies on the road?
Well, we'll have at least one, possibly two working prototypes on the road next year. And we're looking at beginning production in 2019. And we're only going to build 24. I'll check my email when I get back to the hotel later on, but I think about half are sold. We're only going to offer 12 of those within the U.S., so it's going to be very exclusive. And, it's kind of takes my breath away.
So people better get a hold of you fast, is what you're saying. Because after this...
Well, yeah, that's one thing I just want to talk about. Not to sound snobby, but we are going to be very selective about we're going to select who buys the car. So a potential buyer would have to fill out an application, kind of like Ford did with the Ford GT. Maybe not quite as extensive, but we do want to see the F5 in the hands of true enthusiasts that are going to share our legacy car, our rolling artwork that happens to be the fastest, with enthusiasts like the people that are here at SEMA. And I think SEMA was a great venue to be able to share the car with, because everybody here, standing here looking at the car and listening to me talk, is here because they have a passion, or somebody years ago let them sit in a car. We want our owners to be able to share their F5s with young people and be able to pay forward the automotive passion and enthusiasm.
Well, I guarantee you, if I pass the application process, I'll definitely share it.
All right, brother. I'll put a good word in for you.
All right, thank you very much. Hey, let's get Patty up here again. I would like to talk about the relationship here between Shell Pennzoil and Hennessy.
All right, Jeff, I get on top of the list before you, though.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm going to take priority.
Okay, you're going to trump me?
Yeah, okay. We
all right,
put in
I'll
a good
let you
word
do
for
that.
me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
you're all set.
Listen, I mean, we've worked hand in hand with John throughout this whole entire process, and we were just talking in the green room, and really the partnership that we've created with John and John's family, it's really become an extension of our family, and this partnership has been pretty incredible. And to see this vehicle, this absolutely gorgeous vehicle unveiled today, is something that we're really proud of. Hopefully everyone in the media is pretty excited about, because this is really unfounded. This is something that's really cool, and it's going to be exciting to watch it unfold. And I'd like to say one other little tidbit of information. Not only did John unveil a vehicle today, but John also has a birthday today. So 2 celebrations all in one day.
All right. Yes.
Happy birthday, John.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, all right.
You know what we should do, Patty? We should get everybody here to sing happy birthday to John Hennessy right now.
That's a great idea. I'm going to
Everybody,
turn
are you
my
guys
mic
willing
off,
to-
but
anybody
yeah, let's
ready
sing
to
happy
do this
birthday.
for us?
Yeah?
All right, let's kick it off.
All right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John Hennessy. Happy birthday to you. All right, guys. Thank you
Good
guys
night,
so
everybody.
much.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
John.
much, John and Patty. This has been an unbelievable moment. It's going to go down in history, guys. This is a great experience. Thank you so much for being part
Thank
of
you,
it.
Jeff. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, John. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.